Hi there, it's Terry. I'm going to talk today about some of the things that give us women in menopause a lot of anxiety. I don't know if you guys get a lot of anxiety in your menopause. I have had a lot of anxiety, whereas I never had anxiety when I was in menopause. Soon I found myself having that. So I've done a few things and I've researched on how to control that anxiety. And so I'm going to talk about some of the things that at least I've done that have helped me, and I hope maybe that will help you too. So get your little drink and sit back, and maybe we can have a little chat for a few minutes about some of the things that should be able to help. So menopause it's a really difficult time. We're going through a lot of changes. And one of the things that I noticed really changed a lot about me was just my physical appearance. I noticed that my skin was drier. I noticed I was gaining more weight. I think these are very, very common things for women in menopause. We're losing collagen and our hormones are all changing, and some of our hormones are gone. And so those things regulated my body when I was younger, but now they're no longer doing that. So a couple of things that I had to really make sure that I got into a right mindset on. The first thing was hydration. That's why I got my water here. I have water with me all of the time. And it's funny because I really kind of butted that, right? I butted heads with the hydration part because I never had to really hydrate. My body was always naturally hydrated. And so now I was in this catch-22. If I drink a lot of water, that means I have to go to the bathroom more. And naturally, when you're menopause, you have to go to the bathroom more just because you're getting older. And so I was really afraid of doing that and making myself have to go to the bathroom even more. But I got over that. I said, okay, I can't fight that. So I picked my battles and I said, I'm gonna hydrate because I need that for my health. Okay. And I noticed that when I hydrated and when I took my water with me everywhere I go, I take a big, huge, one of those kind of like Stanley cups filled with ice every single day. I fill it up with ice in the morning and I constantly refilling my water through the day. I find that has helped tremendously. And it really is true that the way you take care of your physical body really feeds into your mental health. It really is true. You got to get right about that first. So again, water all through the day, constantly sipping on my water. So that's number one. The second thing is kind of goes along with that is the way you feed your body, right? The foods you eat. And I know that sounds really simple. It's not that obvious. I mean, it's very obvious, right? We all talk about eating right. But when you're in menopause, I have found that eating the wrong foods, if I drink a lot of alcohol, if I have a lot of wine, I really try to limit that. I don't take it away altogether, but I try to know what is triggering my body, right? To get me those hot flashes, to get me to feeling bad. Those kinds of things are triggers for that. And I just have to make myself aware of what those triggers are. So I recommend that you do that too. Know what things trigger you. For me, it's sugar. If I ever have anything that's really sweet, and trust me, I like chocolate. I love a good cookie. I love cake. I love all the sweets. I love all the chocolate things. But I know that if I'm gonna have that, if I'm gonna indulge myself, first of all, I have to limit myself. I can't just gorge myself every day on sugar, or else I would just be psycho. I really try to limit that, and then I try to know that I probably will feel the effects of it, and then just know that's gonna happen so I can be prepared for it, okay? So feed your body correctly, have enough protein, enough of the good carbs. You wanna have, of course, your fruits and vegetables, and limit the amount of simple carbs that are gonna kind of make you feel heavier, make you retain water, and just kind of make you feel a little bit bloated. You wanna go ahead and avoid some of those things because those things can really feed into your mental health. Okay, so hydration and then also food, what foods you eat are really very important. The next thing is rest. Okay, so rest, that's another thing that I get a lot when I talk to some of my friends is, but my mind is going a million miles an hour. How am I supposed to rest and get enough sleep when I've got insomnia and menopause is keeping me up? I've never really had insomnia, although I do a lot of times toss and turn because there's a lot of things going on in my head. A lot of times I find if I write them all down, if I just go to bed a little bit earlier, if I do certain things before bedtime, that will help me sleep a little bit better. But rest is very, very underrated. I know when we were younger and we had kids running around the house, we were going on fumes, right? We had very little rest. But again, our bodies were in different, they were on a different timeline at that point. We were just going all the time, and we had the energy to do that, and we had the hormones that would help us out when our cortisol levels were high or when we were low energy. We didn't really have to focus so much on that as we do now. But now we don't have the kids running around as much, right? Our kids are grown, and so we can take a little bit of time for ourselves, right? We can journal, we can take that last hour of the day, and not have to worry about putting kids to bed or baths at night and all that. We can take a little extra time, have some me time, focus on yourself, clear your mind of the things, write down to-do lists, whatever kinds of things get you to that point where your mind is a little bit clearer. You may find yourself having a much better night's sleep. But again, don't be that night owl that we were when we were 20 and having very weird sleep schedules. Get yourself on a regular schedule, whatever your body requires of your time. You don't have to get up in the middle of the night and be sleep deprived because you have kids waking up in the middle of the night anymore. So treat your body really good, and rest is one of those things. Okay, so the next thing is, I have it written down here, so I'm just looking at my notes here. I said hydrate, exercise. Okay, this is a big one. Exercise, again, is so underrated, and everybody talks about exercising, and I'm going to have the real talk with you about exercise, okay? I subscribe to whatever exercise gets you up in the morning, or you do on the way home from work, or if you're not working, whatever you do during the day to get your body moving, you need to do that, okay? Whether it's yoga or bike riding or swimming or running or going to the gym, working out, lifting weights, any of those things. You can do hiking, you can do walking around the neighborhood. Any of those things are exercise and getting your body moving. But it is so super important to do that every single day, okay? And don't skip it. Again, it's one of those things that you have to schedule maybe, right? If you're working, you may have to fit it into your schedule somehow, whether you do it before you go to work, you do it during work at lunchtime, or you do it after work. Either way, just do it. Even if you have to work out at home, just do something that gets yourself going. Take a quick bike ride when you get home, a quick walk around for 20 minutes or whatever. Those things are super helpful. I have always found, and this is really kind of funny to me, I've always found that when I'm not exercising, you would think that not exercising helps me to feel a little bit more relaxed and rested. But it's actually the opposite. I find that when I don't exercise, I feel like I'm on edge. I feel more anxious. I feel more sedentary. And so when I'm feeling sedentary, I'm feeling very mentally, I feel like, oh, I haven't accomplished anything. I'm feeling very kind of lazy in a way. And that doesn't make me feel good. You know how if you ever work out, have you ever worked out and you really lift weights and your muscles are sore the next day? And a lot of people tell you, well, that's a good sore. It's a good sore. Those kinds of like soreness in your body because you've really had a good workout, I love those. I think those really energize us. So find something that is going to really feed you, your body, like get your body going and make you really feel good afterwards. And believe it or not, when we exercise, we feel really good afterwards. It's a really good kind of feeling. It's supposed to make you feel that way. And it feeds all those serotonin and that kind of stuff. And it really kind of gets your mind going. And it takes your mind off of anxiety or all the other issues of the day. It really can be a really mind clearer. I don't even know if that's even a word. Mind clearer clears your mind through the day. And I find that when I'm running or I'm doing on the treadmill, it really does help clear my mind of all the things that are getting me down for the day. And it really helps my spirits and it really lifts me up. So that's another big thing. The last thing, okay, is do things, find things, do things that really feed your soul, that really make you happy. And it can be anything. whatever you feel like makes you happy, right? And whether it's a hobby, or you like to bake, or you like to cook, or you like to do anything, you like to paint. I mean, there's a million things. You can always find that one thing that you love to do, even if, you know, like I like cross stitching, and nobody of the younger generation, now they're starting to get into it, because my daughter told me the other day that the younger Gen Zs are getting into needlepoint. I'm like, my generation did needlepoint, really? She's like, yeah, everybody's talking about it on TikTok. Everybody's getting into needlepoint. I'm like, really? Okay, well, that surprised me. And a lot of people are getting into crocheting, young people, like my daughter's age, in their 20s, they're getting into crocheting and knitting and grandma hobbies. I did a video on grandma hobbies, but they're all coming back. So even if you do a hobby like knitting, crocheting, any of that stuff, sewing, baking, making bread, all that stuff, it's kind of making a comeback. So even if you do it just for yourself, then do it. Like do it because it makes you happy. Do it because, you know, when I cross stitch, even if I'm just making silly things for myself, it makes me feel happy to do it. There doesn't have to be any reason for you to do any hobbies other than that it makes you happy, right? If you like baking, but you don't want to have a lot of baked goods around the house, bake a bunch of stuff and just give it away. Go bring it to work, or go send it to your husband to his friend's house, or give it to your kids. Whatever it is, if it makes you happy, then do it, right? I think that at traveling, there's all kinds of things. I could just go on and on about that subject. I should probably make a video about that. But it's true, right? A lot of times, because we've raised kids, we've always been there for them. We've always forgotten, like, what are the things that make us happy? So now is the time to go back, revisit that, and do those things and find those things that make you happy, because trust me, you're gonna really find that your mindset is different, and that's gonna help your anxiety a lot. And it's gonna really just kind of feed your body, feed your soul. And that's the kind of things that we need when we're in menopause. We need to find those things that are feeding our soul, like the 5 things I just mentioned. I'm gonna go over one more time. Exercise, eat right, get hydrated, sleeping, and do the things that make you happy. So I hope this little discussion helped you today. I really love talking about this subject, because I think menopause is one of those things where nobody really talks about it at all. And it really is strange to me. When my mother was going through it, when she was alive, she went through menopause, and she called it the change of life, and I never knew what that meant, and we never really talked about it. But now's the time we should talk about it. So I'm here to kind of be there for you. If you have any comments about menopause, if there's anything getting you down in menopause, just put it below. Subscribe to my channel so we can talk more about it. I would love to do more videos like this. Give me some ideas of what you want to talk about, and I will definitely make a video on that. So here's to hydration. Yummy, and I'll see you on the next video.